Hi, Elizabeth. Give me a second. I'm having issues.
Okay.
There we go. Can you hear me?
I can hear you and I can see you.
All right.
So I
Gosh,
take it that's not your office.
that is not my office. I wish it was.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it looks
I,
terrible. I wonder what happened. Again, you know what?
good old Zoom.
I'm gonna take it off. There we go. That's not pretty, but oh well.
Oh, it's
How you
lovely.
doing? Are you feeling better?
I am. We are. My husband and I were both down and out. I'll tell you what.
That's not good. That's not good. And it's not good when the husbands are sick because
Yeah.
it goes
No.
without saying.
Yeah.
So
Definitely not.
yes,
Definitely not.
yes. Well, I appreciate you taking time to do this. And we really just want to, expand the word and knowledge about the options for divorce and the people involved and how you start your team or whatnot. So,
Okay.
anyways,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So tell me real quick. So you're doing these interviews and where are they going to
Good
end
question.
up?
Yes. So this is through the National Divorce Lending Association, which certifies lenders to be certified divorce lending professionals, okay, and go through extensive training and continuing ed and whatnot. And to partner with attorneys, mediators, CDFAs that are, the financial advisors, whatnot. So they started this program about 2 months ago to try and just get the word out. And so it will be on our LinkedIn and our YouTube page and my LinkedIn, and then I'll share it with you. And if you want to put it on your webpage, you certainly can. So
Lovely.
okay.
Great. Yeah.
Can you give me a little background knowledge about yourself and your practice and kind of how you got into it?
Well, I am a therapist in
Mhm.
private practice. So my education and training, original education and training is uh, in psychotherapy and, of course, mental health, etc. Um, so how I found out about collaborative divorce is interesting. So someone contacted me who was looking at becoming a coach with collaborative divorce.
Okay.
And she was wanting to do a presentation for the group. You're encouraged when you get involved in the group, obviously, to do things to help people know you. And she had seen my website and saw that I had worked with personality disorders. And so she wanted to present to the group on narcissistic personality.
Oh,
And
wow. Okay.
yeah, which is my specialization.
Oh, is
And
it?
yeah, I sent you my bio. You'll have to
Yes,
read it
yes,
and
yes.
and tell me if that'll work. But anyway, so we talked for a bit and said she was doing this and asked me if I would help her out and be there for support or whatnot. So I went and did that for her, but in the meantime, learned a lot about collaborative divorce and got very interested in it. did some research, ended up taking the training in 2019 and have been involved ever since.
Wow, wow.
Yeah. And so I split my time between my psychotherapy and then doing the collaborative divorce. Right now, I have 3 cases going for collaborative divorce.
Great,
So,
great.
because of that, I have to scale back my therapy for a little bit. So, it's a
So,
balancing act.
so, not to get off track, but I'm fascinated with the psychotherapy of the narcissist. I knew someone very close to me that was a narcissist and probably had other, issues. So how do you deal with them? I mean,
Well, so I can say probably everyone we talk to either has had experience with a narcissist in some way personally, or they have and they don't realize that the person was a narcissist. We're just understanding more what that actually is. So my certification is in being a certified personality disorder treatment provider. However, for anyone that understands narcissism, they typically don't find their way to therapy, not without someone forcing them into it.
mhm.
And if indeed they have the full-blown personality disorder, they rarely stay in therapy because, that's not where they want to go. So I end up doing more therapy with people who have been in relationship with or have had trauma from being in a relationship with a narcissist. So, um, and I never thought I would specialize in it. Of course, I have my own history with it. That's often how a lot of us find our way to certain parts of
Right, right.
therapy. Uh, but it's so misunderstood and it's so prevalent that I thought, this makes sense to me, and it's quite frankly, I wish more people did it in my field. They tend to
Mhm.
shy away from it because there are so many people looking for help, and I just don't have the room. And
Well,
there's
if you can
really,
help, and I'm not saying I understand it by any means, but if you can help those people that are in relationships, whether it's, a marriage or a familial relationship or work relationship, if you can help them have with tools, that's really helpful.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Right, very much so, very much so. Understanding what it is, and often a lot of what I'm doing is helping people understand what it is not, because so many people now are saying my spouse is a narcissist, right? And because it's become so, it's popularized. I hate to say that.
It's a word. It's
It's a
a
word,
mhm,
right?
mhm.
So really understanding what it is and what it is not. So,
Right.
yeah,
Well, I didn't want to get off track, but I had to touch base on that.
sure.
Um, and obviously each divorce or each relationship is unique and everyone has their own, journey and issues. If you could give anybody a heads up that's contemplating divorce, what would it be or what tips would you give them?
Contemplating divorce. Well, a couple of things. Certainly, my hope always is people have explored their reasons for divorce with someone like me as a therapist.
Right.
But one thing I wish I had done when I went through my divorce, and I am now married for the second time happily, is to talk to professionals other than other than addressing the emotional part of splitting with someone, really the financial. And I'm not just saying this because of the collaborative divorce, but I have learned. I always say there's 3 parts to a divorce. This has often been popularized too. There's the emotional, the physical, meaning separating households, and the financial, and 3 different divorces. And so many people start off really just running into it because of the emotional, right? It's like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And then they are blindsided by how complicated it may be financially, and even legally, right? There's a lot of misunderstandings about what the law entitles them to or doesn't entitle. There's just a lot of
There are a lot
confusion.
of
So
people to the puzzle, and you need a team.
you need a team, and so if you're contemplating it, I tell people all the time in my office. I even have referrals. I say, here, I think you should talk to this person about your financial situation, your concerns. Talk to this attorney, or here are some attorneys you can do some consultation with. That would be the first and foremost
Right, right, right.
recommendation.
Yeah, because it's overwhelming, all the things. So give me just
Exactly.
a minute. Okay, I'm going to step away for a minute.
Yeah, sure.
Finish that. Okay, thank you. All right, I'm sorry. They're doing work and it's quite noisy. So,
No problem.
all right. So yes, so you said, talk to different people and
Right. Talk to different people. Most people think there's this misunderstanding that people rush into divorce if they hit problems.
you're done.
That has not been my experience. Usually, when someone decides to look at divorce, they've thought long and hard about it, have spent a lot of time trying to not go that route. Um, so I tell people often, this isn't per se a recommendation, but the people in my work, in my therapy work, that have the hardest times after the divorce are the ones that come to me and say, I didn't try as hard as I could at my marriage. And I have that question that sits out there. If I had done therapy, or if I had spoken to other people, or if I had gotten some assistance somehow, would the outcome have been different? So I just encourage people to use all of their resources,
Absolutely.
both external and internal,
Mhm.
and don't be embarrassed to talk about it because it's happening all around, and
Absolutely.
information is your friend.
Right, right. What do you, I think we already kind of talked about that. What do you look for? Do you have a memorable case or a case recently that that really impacted you? And if so, how?
Okay, let me think about this for a minute. I feel like they're all memorable in their in their own way. Um, well, I've had two cases that started with collaborative divorce and got so far, and then they both decided separately, these two cases, the partners decided to seek out help, and they actually reunited.
Okay.
So that was those both were very interesting, and that I think is because of um, that team approach, because they were learning about all the aspects, and realizing that the divorce was bringing about, yes, an answer to the pain, but yet it was changing their entire life, right? So
Well,
it's
and a
like,
different pain sometimes.
exactly. Uh, I'd have to say, I'd have to say um, the cases that really, really impact me are the ones I just finished one about 6 months ago, and both were so appreciative of the collaborative process because they said it really did ease a lot of their pain, right? Because they felt supported. And I can't stress to people enough how different of an experience that is when you feel supported
Mhm.
by multiple people.
Right.
They liked having a coach who was a trained mental health professional in the process to help them with communication and even communication with the professionals. So those cases are the ones that really stand out for me when people say, wow, this was not what I expected, because they have so many war stories from their friends,
Yeah,
right?
right.
And I don't know if that totally answers your
No, that
question, but
absolutely did. Absolutely did. Um, well, I really appreciate your time, and I know you've been busy and everything. If somebody wanted to get a hold of you, do you have a website or email, or what's the best way to contact you?
so my website is Elizabeth at elizabethmcounseling.com. And on there, I have a section on my coaching and the divorce coaching and the
Right.
collaborative divorce coaching. Uh, my email or my email is, or did I just say that?
No, you said you
What did
went.
I? My website. I think I said my website is elizabethmcounseling.com.
Okay.
My email is Elizabeth at elizabethmcounseling.com. I'm in Westerville, right in the heart of Uptown. My work number is 614-844-6886. My preference probably would be through email. That
Mhm.
would be the best way to reach me.
Okay. Yeah. And I would think that most people would feel more comfortable with that too.
Hmm. And I encourage people to email me and reach out and ask questions. You don't have to necessarily set up an appointment. I'm more than willing to answer questions online through email. Um, that, if people are wondering about whether or not to enter into the process.
Right. Well, wonderful. Well, I really appreciate it. And I'm loving the group. And I'm sorry I didn't get to see you this week, but next time. So
Yeah. Yeah. So are you going to be a regular?
I am. I am. I really enjoyed it. I went in April when there was a meeting up in Worthington. And then
Hmm.
I met a few people and really feel like it's a great group. I've been a mortgage lender for almost 30 years. And just with different clients that I had in the past, that if they'd only known this, if they'd only known that, we could have qualified them for a mortgage, or, so many facets that you don't think of with the marital home or any other real property. And I thought, you know what, I have 30 years of knowledge, and I've always wanted to help people and enjoy doing that part of my practice, but I wanted to pay it forward and help
Yeah.
people so that they don't have that look back of, "Oh, if I'd known, so, maybe I can help."
Absolutely. And the addition of the mortgage brokers like you into the group really has been helpful. People
Good.
that are, yeah, because you have the financial planning
Right,
aspect,
right, right.
but this is a specific
You want
part.
you want to keep the marital home, or you want to buy your new home. Let's make sure that you can, or
Right.
make a plan how you will, and what's the
Even
key
the
value.
creative ways to purchase a home or finance a home that
Mhm,
people aren't aware of
mhm.
as a single person, and really get rid of some of the misunderstandings out there. I have so many clients that are like, I'm going to lose my home, or you know, I'm sure you've heard it all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad you're there. It's
And
been
it's
helpful.
interesting, the CDLP is really more popular on both coasts as things are. I mean, it's not a new concept, but in Central Ohio, there are only 3. And I'm amazed that, more have not picked it up, but
Yeah,
it's a great addition to my practice. So
good.
really appreciate it and look forward to
Sure.
meeting you in person.
Sounds great.
All
You
right.
have a great
Thanks.
day.
Thank you. You
Thanks.
too. Bye.
Bye.